1, 2.
Now, welcome to Speak. You're probably wondering why my co-hosts are sparring, and it's very, very simple. If you're going to talk about Draymond, you got to learn how to fight. So let's talk about Draymond. Okay, 2016, Game 5, NBA Finals. Draymond Green, he hits LeBron James in the groin. He ends up getting suspended. Then you got to remember, last offseason, Jordan Poole, he punches him in October. The tension was at an all-time high. Later on in that season, Sabonis, he steps on him. He steps on Sabonis later on in that season. He gets suspended for Game 3. Then last month, Rudy Gobert, he chokes him out. You can see it behind you. He's kind of like these guys, but a little more aggressive. Then Tuesday, he gets suspended indefinitely. He gets suspended indefinitely for hitting Yusuf Nurkic. So if you're going to talk about Dre on this show, you better learn how to fight. Time. This joint. Oh, the show over. To your corners, please. To your corners. This is Speak, family. Let's get
I mean,
oh, look.
get like that sometime.
It does. Draymond Green, in case y'all missed it, suspended indefinitely by the NBA after punching Yusuf Nurkic on Tuesday. In shocking fashion, Draymond Green, we do not know how long he will be suspended, but it's very simple, Joy, as we get things started, as the boxers are in their corners. Thank you for throwing in the towel. I needed that. Did the NBA, Joy, take it too far with Draymond's suspension?
Y'all gotta get your cardio up.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's gonna work, though.
The NBA.
It's the tight suit.
You don't have the flexibility. I feel you. I also appreciate. Yeah.
That look like Devin Haney right there?
Yes, you did, man. That's
right.
good. There it is.
I like it. No, I don't think they took it too far. The word indefinitely is kind of scaring everyone right now. It's making everyone feel like it's very permanent, or it's the entire season, or, you know, a very daunting word to use, indefinitely. But it really is just because they don't know how long they're going to suspend him for. They don't want to put a number on it, produce outrage, make it feel like it's too small, too big. And really, they just want to assess the situation properly, have the proper conversation. So I actually like that they use that word, because let's not rush to figure out what the issue is here. We all feel like Draymond is doing too much. Yeah. He is probably going through something. This is not basketball. This is not basketball related. This wasn't in the middle of a fight. There's no reason for this. There's no reason for it. There's no place in the game for it. There never really was a place in the game for stuff like this. This isn't even an old school thing to do. So I think it's a proper way to approach the situation. I don't think that they're doing too much or taking it too far, because this is a conversation, as you outlined, that has followed Draymond his entire career. Is he towing the line? Is he going over the line? Is it basketball? Is it in the right place at the right time? Should we encourage it? Is this who he is? There's all these questions. And now with this particular incident and what's gone on so far this year, I think also building off of the incident with Jordan Poole last year, the conversation has become, okay, what's really happening here? Because this isn't what we need Draymond for as the Warriors organization. This isn't what we play basketball to do as a sport. So where are we with Draymond? What can we do to help Draymond and keep this out of the game where it doesn't belong in the first place?
Agree in totality. I don't think the NBA took it too far at all. I think it took the NBA too long. They didn't take it too far. It took the NBA too long. Draymond Green needs more accountability. These on-court and off-court actions by Draymond Green have yet to substantially cost his team in a way that will make him change his actions. And we have all been there. If y'all are driving and you're looking for a parking spot in a crowded area, if that ticket's only $20, you might park there illegally. Why? Because you're thinking to yourself, paying to park going to cost the same thing. But if all of a sudden you see that sign that says you will be towed, I bet you're going to move your car. Because that punishment, it is enough to scare you from acting in such a manner. But the punishments that Draymond Green has gotten thus far, they don't scare him. They do nothing. Even when you think about 2016, getting suspended for Game 5 of the NBA Finals, they still end up winning 4 NBA Finals in Draymond Green's career over 8 years. So he's thinking to himself, and I lost 1, I still got 4 of them. Say something to me. I remember Draymond Green went to a podium after getting fined about $50,000. He said, I make $100 million. What's that $50,000 gonna do? So an indefinite suspension is enough of a suspension to hopefully change future behavior. You have to remember, you don't punish for the sake of inflicting pain. You punish for the sake of changing future behavior. That's parents to kids, that's teachers to students, that's coaches to athletes. You don't punish for the sake of inflicting pain. You punish to change future behavior. And I hope that this indefinite suspension 2-5 is enough to change future behavior. You think the NBA took it too far?
No, they didn't. They did the right thing with this one. You know, Draymond keeps having these different instances that happens and different accidents, I would call some of them. And he gets suspended, right? And we know how much he makes. After you sit your games out, then you come back and play. So there's no real, consequence for this. And Draymond's one of my dogs. I love Draymond. So I'm cheering for him, but I think it's more outside of basketball. I don't know what he has going on. It may be outside of basketball. Maybe the NFL, NBA needs to do a better job of let's see who he really is. How can we help this guy? Because suspending him doesn't do anything, right? I think giving him some help, if that's counseling, if that's some support outside of basketball, and also maybe taking his money. One thing about athletes, majority of us, when you take our money, Joy Taylor, that's when we learn. I don't care what coach say. Man, I don't care about getting suspended. I don't care about. Oh, wait, you're not paying me at all? Because he is making $25 million a year. That's a lot of money. You taking that from me? So I think this is the step. I think the change in, I guess, not only just the narrative of Draymond Green, but his attitude and trying to find a way to control the not the anger, but the passion. I don't even call it anger. I don't call it the passion. He's super passionate about the game. The yelling, the getting fired up, I think that's what makes the Warriors go. But he has to do a better job of controlling it. So if the NBA can do a good job of getting some help outside of basketball, right? For himself. Because these things can occur outside of basketball. You're in traffic, something happens, and then boom, next you know, you react to it. That's what happens to a lot of us in general. I've been there. So getting some help outside of basketball and taking his money, I think that's going to start changing some different things for him.
See, for me, I mean, I think the NBA was spot on. I think this is what they had to do. And for me, I just truly feel like it's time to worry about the player more than basketball. And I think that since all these situations that Draymond has been in, it's been, how can we get him back on the basketball court? All right? We ain't 5 games, 6 games, whatever it may be. But how fast can we get him back on the basketball court? Oh, let's just fine him. Right now, this is letting me know, let's figure out what's going on with the player. And I think in this situation, the NBA did it right. I mean, you listen to KD come out like, man, I just hope my dog gets some help. This is a dude that played with you for multiple seasons, that's been in the locker room with you, that's done plenty of stuff off the court with you, business-wise, friendship-wise, whatever. And he's coming out saying like, man, I hope my dog gets some help. So I think for Draymond Green, I think the NBA hit it right on the nose, because let's try to do what's right for Draymond. Let's get him in some help. Let's try to get to the bottom of this to see why he's acting like this. We don't want him to lose his passion, but you can't be doing stupid stuff like that consistently on the basketball court. That's stemming from something else. Let's get to the bottom of it, and let's forget basketball.
And I feel like this is the first time, because I've always been on Draymond Green's side, right? Because we're in a physical game. It's gonna get
no doubt
chippy. It's gonna get tough, right? I don't like you don't like me. We playing for ultimate goal. We gonna have some issues. But this is probably the first time I really was like, you know what? Draymond wrong.
He tripping.
He really was like, bop. You know what I'm saying? The other ones, I justify them. Like, oh, you grabbed on my foot. If I come down on your body, you grab my leg. Or even with the
LeBron stepping over.
Don't step over me, homie. I'm a grown man. Don't do that. So all these different ways he's done things, I kind of gave him a pass. This is the only one that's like so clear cut. Like, yo, you super duper wrong, bro.
I've said, Joy, for a long time. I've said for a long, long time, Draymond Green needs to change his ways. Reason I think Draymond Green needs to change his ways is because we give way too much liberal freedom for a player to lack emotional discipline. Think about Draymond Green. Let's think about how supernatural this dude is. He has incredible physical discipline. You have to train your body nonstop 24/7. Think about the fact that we tell Draymond Green, sprint as fast as you can, but stop on a dime. Jump as high as possible, but watch where you land. Draymond Green has as much money as one can have, but he doesn't live that liberally. Why? Because he has financial discipline. So you got physical discipline, you got mental discipline, you got financial discipline, but for whatever reason, when it came to emotional discipline, we're just like, yeah, but that's Draymond Green. He can't control himself. If you can control yourself physically to the most elite of elite levels, if you can control yourself financially, fiscally to the most elite of elite levels, if you can control yourself mentally, mentally to the most elite of elite levels. My issue is Draymond. I want to hold you to the same level emotionally, the same level we hold you to physically, financially, mentally. I want to hold him to that same standard.
But that is why we all fell in love with Draymond too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you start buying into that stuff. So when you're listening and everybody in the stadium and the arena is, you know, Draymond is our emotional leader. You know, as Draymond goes, we go. You know, Draymond get a couple of these texts. Oh, we need some of them Draymonds on the team. Like, all that stuff was said as well, too. And now all of a sudden you telling me to stop it. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, I have all that other discipline, but this emotional discipline is what got me being a leader on this team, what got me being a dog on this team, what got all these dudes following me on this team. And, yes, it's certain times to where he takes it too far, but that's what really made Draymond. So just telling him to flip the switch on that is tough. And that's why I think in this situation, you got to get to the bottom of it and figure it out and get the I'm going to say the young fella, even though he got gray in his beard. The young fella some help, man.
Well, he's not a young fellow, but he's a disruptor.
Yeah.
But the thing about being a disruptor is you can't just bulldoze your way into every situation. You've got to balance that with a little finesse. You have to know when to employ your disruptive nature. That's what he is. He has to find a way to harness his superpower. He's like the Hulk. He has to figure out a way to monitor it, to distribute it when it's necessary. The issue that we're having right now is this is not what the Golden State Warriors need. The Golden State Warriors needed this version of Dre when they were in their prime and they were winning championships and competing for championships and trying to build up their culture and identity. Right. And whatever we say about Draymond now doesn't change what happened then. That's why I really don't like doing the what ifs. Well, what if they had this guy? Maybe it would work. What if they had this guy? Or if he was this more controlled? It doesn't matter. The results are the results, and he was there and he was that way when they were there and they won those. So we can what if any situation to death. The issue is what James just said. That brought them success, but now it's not bringing you success. So you have to find a way to adjust emotionally. I don't think he's incapable of emotional control. It's not like he's doing this every single game. It's not like every time someone makes him upset, he's fighting them, but it's happening so frequently that it is disrupting their flow as a team. And I think that Draymond is established enough as a player and as a professional to understand at this point this behavior is actually affecting the team. It's hurting, which outside of the money, I think is the other thing that truly hits athletes. When the reality is that your behavior or your choices are being detrimental to your brothers, to your teammates, and you're seeing that, and you're seeing the results of you not being there, or them having to answer questions on your behalf, or the disruptive nature that it's causing in the locker room and with your season, when you are a player that's competed for championships, that may hit you as well.
Shady, I agree. I agree with everything Joy's saying, but it's interesting. I think that's why Draymond Green's behavior has been so hyperbolic to pass. Draymond Green is a caricature of Draymond Green. Think about, he's been ejected 3 times in 15 games he's played this season. So you're right, it doesn't happen every game, but it's happened 20% of the time. Shady, here's what I think. I don't know if you was like me. Growing up, you went to some church services, and the louder the pastor got, the more you realized he wasn't saying nothing. The more he started screaming and wake up, the more you're like, wait a second, you're not really saying nothing. Yeah. So you are trying to subsidize your lack of actually dropping any bars and make up for your substance with charisma.
Yeah. He see usually.
Like, that's where I think Draymond Green is now. It's like, Draymond, obviously, he realizes his skill set is deteriorating. He got benched in the NBA Finals 2 years ago. Really, a year and a half ago. He got benched. He got benched for poor play. And so, as a result, I think Draymond Green is even more so counteracting his deteriorating skill set now with this complete, even more so, actions detrimental.
I can't go with that. I think this has been Draymond from the start to now. I don't think it's anything to do with the way he's playing. He's acting more like this. I don't believe that part. I think this is who Draymond is. And also, I think of why he's been getting a pass for so long is because this is what made the Warriors. Think about this, though. They wasn't this before, right? You got a Steph who's a great player but quiet, right? Clay kind of quiet. You know, Draymond brings them alive. He's their heart. Yeah. Think about this, though. Growing up in basketball, right? You had guys like Steph, guys like Clay that was really good shooters. Your coach gonna tell you, yo, we're gonna be physical with these dudes. They don't really talk back much. You gonna, right? But you got a guy like Draymond, oh, this ain't going down like that. Yeah. Sidney Crosby, hockey player, right? And when I went to Pittsburgh University, that's when I went to school at, and he was the man there. And he didn't look like a super tough, like this dude's the man, right? I didn't watch hockey, some of this guy's man. But I learned, yeah, he's quiet, he's good, he's a good player, but he got them goons that make him alive. And I look at the Warriors, that's what they are. So as much as you want to pick at Draymond, like, I think we've all created this monster though, right? Because we didn't check it before.
Agreed.
And the reason why we didn't check it because they in the primetime games, right? Steph Curry is changing the game. Changing the game. And it's like now we love the Warriors because they're winning games. They're going against LeBron James. They beating them. They winning championships. So you love that era of basketball, right? And Draymond's that toughness that they had. But now it's backfiring because it's getting too crazy.
That's it. That's good.
And the Warriors are not winning. And they don't look good.
Yes.
And that's why now we're like, you know what, let's drop the hammer on them. Boom. So as much as I blame Draymond Green, I blame fans. I blame people on TV. Right. I blame the league. They should have been checked it. So my man wouldn't get punched in the face or slapped in the face.
Brilliant. Brilliant take. Because I agree wholeheartedly. I agree. Remember, I said on the show yesterday, I said, I'm tired of Draymond Green's antics, and I'm tired of you if you're not tired of them. Because you're right. We are part of the problem. Steve Kerr is as well. Say what you want about Jordan Poole, and Jordan Poole doesn't have talent. Jordan Poole this, Jordan Poole that. Jordan Poole has a punchable face. Say whatever you want.
That's true.
But in what world you gonna allow, after winning an NBA title, y'all won a chip with that squad. You brought that squad back. The nucleus of that team was back. And in the offseason, Draymond punches Poole, and you can't even do anything about it. Warriors end up having suspension involvement in their organization. Kerr didn't check it. You missed Game 5 because you hit LeBron James in the groin, and many Warriors fans will say it cost you an NBA title. You don't check it then. Kevin Durant and you have beef after you allegedly beg him to come. You hit Kevin Durant off, and you don't check it then. We've just never checked it.
But that's the tough situation because we needed that. The Warriors needed that Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? But now it's just getting out of hand. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's just kind of like the stupid stuff. Come on. You ain't even got to do that. We don't need you in that situation doing that. You know, it kind of reminds me, you know, and Shady is the only one up here with kids, but it kind of reminds me of the second child. You know what I mean? Like, my younger son, he cuckoo. You know, but we need him in the family, though. We need him to do that sometime. You know, like I tell my older son, something go down, run, go get your little brother. Because I know the little brother coming with bad intentions, and he finna do what he got to do. He ain't asking no questions.
Oh, he the one. He the one.
You know what I'm saying?
He gonna make it.
You know, but sometimes I'm like, Jay, you can't do that. You know, but I kind of created that monster too, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I praised some of that stuff. You know, I see you, bro, you was about to fire on him, huh? Whatever, but, you know, and he like, you know, so that kind of like fed into his ego, and he like, yeah, my brother need me. You know, my dad think it's funny or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And kind of, so that's what Draymond, for so many years, we like, the Warriors need that. They need Draymond doing that kind of stuff, and now we're just trying to cut it completely off because some of the stuff is just stupid.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.